Are you more likely to take the groceries out the back door because you parked in the back because this is your store? Like, why would I pay for my groceries? I already paid for them. It's my, why would I pay? Or do I take it out the front door and check out like every other person?
The back door.
The back door. I mean, that's what most of us would do, right? When we grew up, if I wanted a cheesesteak and it was the Eagles game on Sunday and I invited all of you over, what do you think we're going to eat?
Cheesesteak.
Probably going to eat cheesesteaks. And do you think at 12 years old, if I call up and order 25 cheesesteaks for everybody, do you think he's going to make me pay for cheesesteaks? It's my family restaurant. So would I pay for those cheesesteaks at my restaurant? No. And so I told you I grew up in the restaurant business, in the Philly cheesesteak business. We're going to pretend that we all grew up in the family grocery store. All right, so just for a second, what Yuritsa was explaining is thinking like a consumer versus thinking like a banker. Today we're going to think like a grocery store owner. All right, so luckily, we're all super wealthy. Our parents created Publix, okay? And we're going to walk into Publix because we need some groceries, right? How often do you need to get groceries, right? Every week or two? And so you're going to walk into the store. You got your little shopping list. You need to get some meat. You got to get some veggies. You need to get some carbs. You need to get your stuff. Now you have a shopping cart. And who owns the grocery store right now?
Your parents.
Yeah, we do, right? It's our family grocery store. So now you have a cart full of groceries. You got to take them to your car. Are you more likely to take the groceries out the back door because you parked in the back because this is your store? Like, why would I pay for my groceries? I already paid for them. It's my, why would I pay? Or do I take it out the front door and check out like every other person?
The back door.
The back door. I mean, that's what most of us would do, right? My sister's going to be here tomorrow because she works with us. She's not here today. But when we grew up, if I wanted a cheesesteak and it was the Eagles game on Sunday and I invited all of you over, what do you think we're going to eat? Probably going to eat cheesesteaks. And do you think at 12 years old, if I call up and order 25 cheesesteaks for everybody, do you think he's going to make me pay for cheesesteaks? It's my family restaurant. So would I pay for those cheesesteaks at my restaurant? No. Well, what if I walked into the cheesesteak place or walked into the grocery store and I just grab stuff off the shelf and I say hi to everybody and then I walk out the back door? Is that cool if you own your own grocery store, your own cheesesteak place? Yeah, right? Well, what if someone else did that? What if we all owned Publix and someone walked in, grabbed the cart, grabbed a bottle of water, grabbed a charger, grabbed a notebook, and said, thank you, and just walked out the back door?
Call 911, baby.
Yeah, what would that be called?
Stealing.
That's called stealing. So how come it's okay for you to steal at your own business? Why is it not stealing anymore if you do it to yourself? Wouldn't it still be considered stealing? It's just stealing that you're okay with? But if you keep stealing groceries out the back door, are you going to have costs to that food?
Yeah.
You are. Are you going to have revenue that pays for the cost if you take it out the back door? No. And so if you keep going to your grocery store and taking food out the back door, 10 years, 20 years down the road, we want to go sell our family grocery store, but our entire family has been taking groceries out the back door for the last 20 years. Is our revenue of our grocery store going to be higher or lower if we take it out the back door? Lower. Is our profit going to be higher or lower because we take it out the back door? And therefore, when we go sell our family grocery store, is it going to be worth more or worth less? And isn't the purpose of being in business so one day you can build something and either pass it on to your family or exit and cash out?
Yes, sir.
Right? And if you, either way, do you want to pass on or cash out? Do you want the value to be higher or lower when that happens?
Higher.
A little bit higher, as high as possible.
High as possible.
So if you go continue eating at your own grocery store, should you pay them the same as everybody else? And you'll get your normal revenue. What if you overpaid for stuff? What would happen if you overpaid for your revenue, for your food? What would happen to the revenue? Would it go up or down?
Way up.
It would go up. So if you overpay How many of you they said, like, I don't know what the heck this guy is talking about. I sound so stupid. I'm going to walk into my own grocery store and I'm going to pay more than everybody else? Didn't I already pay for the food? How many of you think that sounds crazy? All right, you can be honest. That's okay. Nobody thinks that sounds crazy. I did when I first read it. I grew up in this environment. Like, why would I pay for cheesesteaks at my dad's cheesesteak place? But I'm realizing now, 40 years later, that the value, he lives in Philly. What does everybody in New York and Philly want to do when they're 60 years old?
Florida.
Move to Florida. All right. Do you think if he's been constantly taking food from the back door of his grocery store, and every time that he has to donate money to charity, right? Donate hoagies to charity, or make up some food, donate it to, some homeless shelter. Do you think he rings that up in the register?
Well,
probably not. He just takes it out the back door. He says, I need some hoagies. I need 20 hoagies. I need to donate them. He's not going to ring it up and pay for it. It's his store. He already paid for it. But now he wants to sell his store so he can move to Florida. And you think the value is high or low?
no.
Yeah. Do you see him here? No, he's up there. And he's going to be up there. Period. He's going to stay in Philly. He does not have any value in his businesses. And also, what do you know about old school restaurant businesses? Do they usually take cash or card most of the time? Cash. And why do people pay cash?
You're hiding.
Don't deal with fees and taxes.
Yeah, so they can avoid taxes. And so if you owned a landscaping company and you wanted to, put some cash in your pocket, or we owned a grocery store and somebody gave me cash, do you have to ring it up?
No.
You don't have to. I mean, you could just put it in your pocket. Nobody will know. Fuck the IRS, right? But then what happens to the value of your grocery store? It goes down. And then when you want to exit or pass it on, is the value going to be high or low? It's going to be low. And so therefore, what should we really do? Well, therefore, not only should we pay for it, but we should pay more. We should charge ourselves full price and then some. Charge ourselves full price and charge more, and then what can we do with the extra money? Reinvest the profits. And then we can go make what? More money. And then if we make more money, we're going to grow our business even more. And then when we pass on that business, or we exit that business and we all cash out, the business is going to be worth what?
Much more.
Much more. Every dollar in profit for a business when you exit, this afternoon, my good friend Will Harris is going to talk about business valuations and exit planning. He'll be here at 1. He's going to explain to you that for a normal business, and there's different break points in business that I learned from Brandon Dawson. I'm going to get into this a little bit later, but this is a $200,000 booklet that we have, that we've invested in learning how to grow and scale our business so that our grocery store, which is our business, is worth as much money as freaking possible when we want to get rid of it. All right? And so all of this comes down to understanding that if you have a small business, doing under $10 million a year, you're probably going to exit at somewhere between 3 and 5x EBITDA or profit, right? But if you start scaling to 100 million, now you can exit for 10 to 20x profit. And then if you keep scaling to $1 billion company, now you can exit maybe 20 plus. Panera, does anybody know what Panera exited for? I grew up in the restaurant business, so I was obsessed with it. All right, guess how much they sold to private equity on their profit margin? 57x. Yeah. Brandon Dawson, the guy that is training us on how to grow and scale business, he sold his business for 77 times EBITDA. So if you know how to engineer your business, if you know how to pay for stuff, charge yourself more, make more profit, increase the value of whatever business that you're in, or you don't even have to be in business. If you do the same thing with your job, with your money personally, then you'll just have more money at the end of the day. You will be worth more. Either your business or you will be worth more at the end of the day. And regardless if you don't have a business, because people say, well, if I have a job, what are you talking about? If you have a job, you also have the ability to create all of the commerce that you want.